Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it has happened. Cardi B has decided to drop Joe Biden. Cardi says she's not having it. She was very vocal about it. We're going to start with this article, and then we're going to go to a couple of clips here. Cardi B turns on Joe. Uh-oh, Joe. You done messed up now. You have messed up. Rapper Cardi B has turned on President Joe Biden after it was announced that there will be a 5% budget cut to public services in her native New York City. The WAP hitmaker, they say that as if that's the only hit that she's had. This is funny. The WAP hitmaker, who participated in Biden campaign promotion when he was a presidential candidate, took aim at the Democrat in a 10-minute live session on Instagram and vowed that she would never endorse another aspiring president. Bronx-raised Cardi B, whose real name is Bakalis Amanzar, posted the video following last week's announcement by New York City Mayor Eric Adams that there would be a 5% cut affecting several services in the Big Apple. The police, public libraries, schools, and sanitation are among the departments affected. I'm keeping it real. I don't think you should defund the sanitation department in New York City. Okay. Too many trash bags on the street when it's time to come pick up the trash on trash day. Too many little hairy friends running around in the streets. I used to live in New York. I know. I don't think any cuts should be made on sanitation. Okay. All right. And then it goes into what she says there. We're actually just going to go straight to the video, but I do want to go to this point here at the bottom of the article where it says, similarly, Cardi B had shown her support for Senator Bernie Sanders, who she interviewed twice previously. And we're going to start there. We're going to start with how we got here. How did she end up endorsing Joe Biden in the first place? I want to take you back to when Cardi B endorsed and supported Bernie Sanders. Remember, she did interview him. One of the things that I will say about Cardi B is that even though she is rich and famous now, she hasn't forgotten where she's come from. So one of the things that she mentioned to Bernie Sanders was her experience growing up in poverty, dealing with low wages, etc., during his 2020 presidential campaign. Let's start there, and then we'll get into why she's mad at Joe.
What are we going to do about wages in America?
Good.
Like, for example, like me as a New Yorker, not now, but, when I was not famous, I just felt like no matter how many jobs I get, I wasn't able to make ends meet. Like, I wasn't able to pay my rent, get transportation, and eat.
That is an excellent and important question, because right now we have tens of millions of people who are earning what I consider to be starvation wages. Can you imagine somebody today earning $9 an hour?
So again, just to remind you how things were back then, this was an in-person interview that Cardi B had with Bernie Sanders. And this is the portion where they're discussing wages.
It don't make no sense.
No, it doesn't. How do you pay your rent? How do you pay for food? How do you pay for transportation?
Right.
You can't. And if you have a child.
Yes. And my thing is that, certain people like to brag that there is more jobs now in America, but it's like, yeah, there's an increase of jobs given, but what are they paying in these jobs? They're practically paying nothing.
Okay. We're not going to play the whole thing there because I don't want to get copyright, but you get the point that they discussed there. So what happened? How did she get to the point where she decided to endorse Joe Biden? Well, I want to take you back again. You have to remember when Bernie Sanders decided to suspend his campaign, he told everybody, guys, we gotta support Joe. Just like he said in reference to Hillary Clinton, we gotta back Miss Hillary Clinton. He told people to do that. Cardi B was one of the ones that decided to go along and endorse Joe Biden. I'll take you back to that conversation here.
Excited too that you're endorsing Joe Biden, and I will want you to tell my platform, why are you endorsing him? Like, why should we vote for him?
Well,
And
couple
how
of
can we
reasons,
spread for us to vote for Joe Biden?
Okay. First point is that when I announced that I was running for president, and there were like 18 people running, what I said is, if I don't win, and I tried hard to win, I will endorse the Democrat who wins, because Donald Trump is, to my mind, the most dangerous president in the modern history of America. This is a guy who lies all the time. He doesn't believe in science. He downplayed this whole coronavirus, which has led to the deaths of many thousands of people unnecessarily. He doesn't believe in the Constitution. He thinks he's above the law. So this is a bad news guy that has got to be defeated. And I will do everything that I can to defeat him. What I am also trying to do right now, Cardi, is to work with Joe to see that he becomes a more progressive candidate.
How'd that work out? So this is when they both decided to endorse Joe Biden. Bernie said he would work with him to make him more progressive. I told you guys that they would not be able to push Joe left. You can't. How are you going to push someone left who they co-wrote the crime bill? They were hanging out with racists. Okay. How are you going to push this person left? Didn't want to support any type of universal health care for people in this country. He made that very clear that he would veto it if it came across the board. Still in the deep pockets of corporations and the military industrial complex in this country. And you're going to push that person left like that overnight? I didn't think so. And it didn't happen.
In other words, what I want to see him stand for, which he will, is to raise the minimum wage to at least $15 an hour. To make sure that all of our young people have the opportunity to go to college regardless of their income, all right? To cancel student debt for a lot of people. I would go further in all of these areas than he goes, but he is moving in the right direction. He's moving in the right direction on immigration reform. I think you will be pleased to hear what he has to say. I know that criminal justice and the number of people who are in jail today, often African-American or Latino, disproportionately, is an issue of concern to you. I think you'll be hearing him making some pretty strong statements about the need for criminal justice reform to make sure that we're not throwing young people into jail, but getting them the education and the jobs that they need.
Yeah.
So those things didn't happen. And now Cardi B is voicing her opinion. She is very angry. She has every right to be, not just over those things that I mentioned, but also she's frustrated about Joe Biden's decisions in reference to sending funding to Ukraine and sending funding to Israel in reference to this war, and just sending money to Israel every year anyway. So my whole thing is about this is this: for the people who continue to tell me, well, Americans don't care about foreign policy. Well, they will when they see that how much money our government is spending and not giving the American people or putting towards fixing things in this country. And that is essentially what is happening. Cardi B has some things to say. She went off. Here we go.
Angry bitch right now. I'm an angry ass bitch right now. I'm an angry bitch. Y'all need to get in here because I'm about to go off right now. Right now. Yeah, I'm about to go off right now. Come on in. Hold up. Oh, y'all outside because usually I be having like 30,000 people by now, but I have 24,000. I need y'all to spread this fucking video. I need y'all to spread this video. And if something happens to me, it's because I'm speaking truth. So God forbid something happens to me or my family or some shit, is because the niggas is after me because I'm speaking the truth. And here's the truth, right? In New York, there is a 120 million budget cut. There's a 120 million budget cut in New York that is going to affect schools, public libraries, and the police department. Y'all know I don't give a fuck about the cops, but like it is what it is. There's gonna be an $120 million budget cut with schools, with the libraries, and the cops. and the police department, and a $5 million budget cut in sanitation. Of a budget cut in sanitation, bitch, we're gonna be drowning with rats.
Let me let me let me pause there for just a second. I don't frown upon the budget cut to the police. I do take issue with the budget cut to education, obviously sanitation as well. And so she has beef with Eric Adams as well, not just Joe Biden. But the thing is, our country has been shown multiple times before. We have a lot of money that's basically being held in a budget for the Department of Defense. And we have billions of dollars. When another country that's a supposed ally needs that money, we have no problem kicking that money out, even if it's overnight. But when it comes to the problems that we have in this country, all of a sudden there's no money. Instead of pouring more money into the school systems in New York, they're taking money out. They're removing money from the school system. It doesn't make any sense.
We're going to be drowning in fucking rats. So we are going to be having a budget cut on these shits. Mind you, and this is why I said this is why I'm telling y'all, I'm not this year. Don't fucking ask me. I don't give a fuck the resume that they send. I don't give a fuck. I'm not endorsing no fucking presidents no more. Because how is there a $100 million budget cut in New York City for fucking schools, library, police safety, and sanitation? Yeah, Joe Biden's talking about, like, yeah, we could fund two wars. We could fund two wars. Motherfuckers talking about we don't got it, but we got it. Like, we're the greatest nation. No, the fuck we're not. We're going through some shit right now. Like, say it. Say it. We're really going through, we really are fucked right now.
I think what's interesting is that the Democratic Party continues to put on the smile and as if they're trying to trick the voters and tell us that everything's great and Joe Biden's doing a great job when people can obviously see the reality, right? So the thing is, I think what she's hinting towards, and it's funny, like someone was like, why didn't she get dressed for this video? So it's really funny. But I think part of the problem is that people would be, I think, a little bit understanding if you were just telling people the truth. I think when you try to sugarcoat it and make it seem like things are on the up and up, when we know the reality is not that way, that just makes people more angry at you. Like, we would still be pissed. Don't get me wrong. We would still be upset with you, Joe. We would still be angry with you, Joe. Don't get me wrong about that. But it's the lies. It's the constant lies. Joe Biden's doing such a great job. We just need to change the message. We're not saying the message enough. We just have to keep telling people, and then they'll realize that everything's great economically, even though we know when we look at our bank accounts, it's not. Let's continue.
$120 million. Like, where these kids are gonna go? Like, I'm lucky. I'm blessed. I'm whatever the fuck. But like, what's gonna happen to my nieces? What's gonna happen to my nephews? What's gonna happen to my cousins, my aunts, my friends? That's living in the hood. Fuck the hood. Like, my shit. Like, I don't give a fuck if I live in Jersey, bitch. I'm from the Bronx. I don't want to see my shit affected. The Bronx, Brooklyn, it's gonna affect the whole New York. 120 million budget cut on schools, libraries, police department, and sanitation. Bitch, New York is already fucking super dirty. Like, yo, you know what's embarrassing? Like, it's like, you know, like, I know people from California, I know people from Atlanta, so I always be like, yeah, New York is the greatest place in the world. Yeah, they be like, New York is dirty. And it is dirty. And we're gonna get even dirtier with the fucking budget cut. And yeah, we talking about we could fund two wars. That's like a nigga trying to front, like, yeah, I got the money to support two bitches, but you really don't. Y'all talking about y'all don't make negotiation with the odds. Well, y'all need to sit the fuck down with these people and find agreement. No, we cannot fund these fucking wars. We can't. Keep it a bean. We can't. Like, y'all doing budget cuts on the biggest city in the United States. Somebody said, Cardi, look behind. Stop playing with me. This shit is getting out of hand. We're really going, they don't want to say the word, but we're going through a recession right now. We really, really, really fucking are. And Major Eric said it. There is a budget cut going on in New York. And little by little, it's going to go in your states. Okay? This is fucking crazy. And then, so, like, you know what? I told myself this week, like, yo, the internet right now is too dark because celebrity drama, of course, we love it. We infuse with it. We watch it. But it's like, yo, that's little of what's really going on in the world right now. That's nothing compared to what's going on in the world right now. The world is in fucking shambles. After the pandemic, a lot of these countries, they want to do shit because everybody.
Yeah, and then it stops there. But the point that she's trying to make is that we have all this money to fund these wars, but all of a sudden you don't have money to feed the poor. Right. So isn't that how like Tupac explained it? So her thing is like, look, I'm not endorsing any more presidential candidates anymore. Maybe that's for the best, Cardi. And maybe that is for the best.